Thanks to Massdrop, they've got a lot of cool gear, and they utilize the power of group buys to save you money. You can check them out at massdrop.com or click on the link in the description. Thanks to Corsair, they've got a lot of new stuff going on. Be sure to check out all of our booth coverage by clicking on the link in the description. Thanks to you guys, our Patreon members and our tech support members. We are trying to expand and hire new people, and we want to keep the integrity of our content. Thanks for giving. You guys are awesome.
Okay, so a couple of years ago, we talked about the WRT 1900 AC router, and they've got the new model. They just put an S on the end because it's super special. Anyway, so this one here is brand new. It's got a couple of extra features. I've been told there's a couple of really nifty crypto engines built into the CPU on this baby, which happens to be a dual-core 1.6 gigahertz CPU, 512 megs of DDR3 RAM, and it is completely compatible with OpenWRT. So much so, mainly because this gentleman standing behind me here, his name is Imra. He is one of the lead developers for OpenWRT, and Linksys was like, hey, we really want this open source thing for our community and the people who are buying these routers, and we really like your product. Can you come work for us? And he's like, yes. So they're working either for or with, but he's working with Linksys to make sure that OpenWRT works with these routers, and they've gone through a lot to make sure all of the features are compatible and are working with OpenWRT. Now, when you buy it, you don't get it right out of the box, but you do have the ability to go and download it and upgrade it and swap it out, which is the first thing I would suggest doing. And I'm not going to go into the features of OpenWRT. We might save that for later, but I'm really excited about this, and I'm really excited about talking to this guy about what's going on. But all I'm saying is they put a lot of time, effort, energy, and work into making sure that this device will be and fully supporting open source firmwares. And I'm going to go out and say I recommend OpenWRT for these babies because I'm familiar with it, and it's better.
Turn the lights off.
And it can make it turn the lights off. So you can hide in your room. No lights.
CES 2016, we're on the show floor at the Intel booth. I'll be honest, I come to the Intel booth every year, and there's not always a whole lot to see. Usually they save their big launches for Computex, but this kind of caught our eye. There's two things we're going to talk about right now. One is this drone. The second is Intel RealSense that they're using to kind of power and do special things with this drone. Now this is called a Yuneec Typhoon H. It's a hexacopter. Yuneec is spelled Y-U-N-E-E-K, by the way. It's a Chinese-based company. So you have 6 rotors on here. You also have some really cool features just built in. For instance, the landing gear here will retract and fold up when it actually launches. It's also got a 360-degree gimbal-based 4K camera mounted to the bottom. So once that landing gear is up, that camera can spin all the way around in order to capture stuff. Now what Intel is doing with this drone is it also comes with this infrared camera that's right in the front. It's actually a stereo infrared camera that is feeding information over to some special stuff that they have set up on Intel. I don't know exactly what they have set up, but it's talking via the GPS, sort of a faux GPS that they've set up at the top of this fenced-in arena, and then there's a big Intel post in the middle. So 3 things that they're demoing here that with the drone actually in flight. One is the obstacle detection with those infrared cameras. So it will detect this pillar in the middle of this arena, and even if the operator of the drone tries to fly directly into that pillar, it will see it there and it will move it around and everything. The drone will also make sure that it's always facing forward. You can't actually fly the drone backwards, in this demo at least, which I thought was kind of cool and unique. The other thing that it was doing is they have this also set up with a helmet that the guy running the demo had on, and it could use the GPS tracking via the nodes they have set up on the helmet for the drone to follow the guy just walking around the whole thing. Also pretty cool. Finally, it has an automatic landing function, so it will drop down and land nice and softly. So for anyone who's maybe considering a drone but is really worried about flying it, especially a super expensive one, this one's going to be about $1,800 at launch, which is supposed to be in like 2 or 3 months. All of these sort of automated features that are built in to guide the drone and keep you from crashing into things, that's pretty cool. Now if you wanted to set this up out in the wild and you didn't necessarily have this kind of faux GPS that they've set up here, there's a GPS unit in the controller for the drone, and then there's a GPS unit in the drone itself. So that would be using communication via GPS to find out where each of those 2 things are in order to do all those tracking features and follow you around and do the nice smooth landing and know where the operator of the drone is at all times. Anyway, that's again the Yuneec Typhoon H drone, $1,800 coming out in a couple months here, and hope you guys like it. I thought it was pretty cool.
All right, I checked these guys out last year, and I'm really excited to bump into them again this year. These guys are Silent Pocket. They have a really snazzy technology, and I say that, but it's really just a proprietary Faraday cage that they built. They changed the attenuation of the shielding material that they used from last year, so now it looks a little neater. I'll show you that in a second. But otherwise, they've got a really nice line of products. So we got a passport wallet. This one right here is kind of neat. It's just a nice big bifold, a lot of credit cards and wallet space. It's a little on the bigger side. I mean, we could put like a rivet in the corner here and suddenly have a chain wallet, which would be really great. I know a lot of people like that. Bifolds. For the minimalist design, it's just a really simple side-loading. They've changed the design a little bit with these angled pockets. And then they've got some phone cases that actually protect your phone and protect your credit cards and whatnot from the inside of that, so you have it all in the phone case. These are for the iPhone, but I've got it on good authority that they're going to look at some of the other popular models. So just, let them know which one it is, or let us know which one it is so we can let them know. iPad, tablet, big tablets. This is kind of neat. This is actually like a lady's purse, from they took it under their arm and they're all going out for the night, and they're protected because when you're a lady on the go, your identity is also important. And, you might be wondering what this is on my back. This is a prototype. They told me I could take a look at it. We're going to set this down and check this out. So this is a fully lined backpack. So you stick something in here, you seal it up with the Velcro, fold it over, and everything disappears off the grid. This is a prototype, so it's not exactly the most, production line. But they've still got ideas. So ultimately, it's just going to have extra features in the long run. But it's a backpack. Keeps you off the grid. They've also got this really neat briefcase laptop, held up to a 15-inch laptop. And this feature, I think, is really neat. It's got these two zippers that open up, and it can be used as a pocket, or you can use that to attach it to your luggage and just carry it around. It's going to be pretty neat. But it's also lined. The laptop space is not completely shielded, but they do have a shielded pocket on the inside and a few other details that are really neat. Ultimately, I'm really excited about these. I've been carrying around one of their first generation models all year, and it has helped me immensely, feeling nice and protected from those random identity thieves who steal your credit card information out of your pocket. Thank you, credit card companies. I love you. This stuff's really cool. I look forward to seeing more of this stuff.
No whites.